Welcome everyone, live outside, testing LTE in Europe as well as M1 Max battery life and stuff. Let's see, so first time, I also didn't take a microphone with me, so that's on the desk. There is some significant, aka minus 30 dB background noise. Oh, what's a build? So still wasting my time with GCC multi-loop perfection. And it's surprisingly built, and even kind of so. I was fighting this stuff. It mostly built. I had some really stupid thing. I should check if we have that hopefully. The beauty of Apple M1 Max, right? You can live stream with probably 10% CPU load live outside, and here's an airport, so there's an airplane. So super stupid, this multi-lip stuff that I hacked gave me another 2 hours of headache. Where was that? Alright, that is in M32 default. And by the way, this is LTE, so LTE at the border of Europe, better than failing Vodafone DOCSIS cable business internet in the capital of Germany. So there is a thing. So what was failing was that everything that was using 64-bit then, with also previous videos if you're interested in these details, we basically optimize a little bit for Sana, PowerPC 64-bit and Spark 64-bit directory layout, and so this multi-lip stuff, actually you don't see it here the most. I quirk that even more, although the output is not the most visible, of course, because the crazy thing is with the modified stuff, by the way, not that it would matter how much I'm focused, but also studio quality and stuff, microphones, right? Totally studio quality background noise. So that resulted in also 64-bit stuff not building, because I of course quirk this pretty out of spec as not intended by the GCC developers. Print multi-lip. So what the thing was that we modify this to .2M64 and stuff, and that resulted in the multi-lip OS directory, or so that resulted in that being which is, you would think it worked, but it doesn't. Not really sure why it doesn't work. Maybe because it's using lib as reference and not lib64 or something. So all the 64-bit stuff failed, which I actually only noticed because I was building Spark 64. So we're mainly fixing that for or improving that configuration marginality for PowerPC 64. And I noticed that imperfection on Spark 64 because there we built ncurses for some reason that I don't remember, maybe for GDB or something. Where's even my here's my window with OBS. Welcome everyone. So that is building. So that is, if you're wondering why I at times build crazy up and down stuff like Spark 64 and so on. The stuff uncovers bugs and details and features. It looks like we by the way should double check that it actually works. A recurring pro tip that and leave in the comments below next video out of my countrymen, then we buy a Volkswagen T3 and then from the beach and other leave in the comments below, or ASMR live streaming ASMR from the beach anyway. What is, hey, 0 frames because it's not Vodafone failing doxes. Although I have to say I save a little bit of my data cap here. Not that I live stream 120 gigabyte away in a snap. So we are only live streaming with 1.5 Mbit. That's similar low bitrate as I use, otherwise dox is failing Vodafone in the office. So we should double check this. Recurrent pro tip: don't like meditate here at the sea, and instead double check that your shit actually work before you like just enjoy the day. And that would be tools cross CC, and then we should see Power PC. So first of all, print yeah, so that, oh wait a second, is that even correct? Oh shit, I think something, I think that is not correct. Shit. Because we want to default for 32. What have we done there? But I basically copied my previously mostly working version that was a little bit ugly. I further cleaned this up because the previous videos was the great X mess there. I didn't like this partial rebuilding, and also it somehow it looks all correct, but it's maybe causing a new build error for Spark 64. But basically everything builds except LVM, and obviously LVM v1 with 1 or 2 undefined references to some standard atomic futex stuff. Less build Spark 64. Log 0 GCC. I think we might have. Looks like I have there something. Do we even apply the M32 patch? 32. But so this is, by the way, this multi-lib stuff, previous video, and we basically, it's so simple, right? But I burned already. What was it yesterday? 10 hours. I burned way too much of my non-existing free time with this garbage. Somehow, what have we done there? We apparently have written there some not amazing, aka buggy code. What have we done here? If this conflicts 1, or if arch PC 64 is a patch file that looks correct though. Did I build either? Do you know what I want? I built some target. Thankfully we have time here. Outside for a change. Yes, I'm actually surprisingly often outside than you would think, just obviously usually live streaming from my desk. So yeah, also Junior is with me, so outside right there. In case if you want to have that full screen, we probably can do. Can we full screen? Oh no, we can't do full. I don't have a computer. So yeah, Junior is sleeping, and we enjoy fresh air, and not the super most. Leave in the comments below. I obviously don't watch this personally. I should have taken some Bluetooth instead. Actually, also probably with some Bluetooth. This would have been amazing. So the good thing is Epic thread wrapping that was our curve optimized and liquid cooled Ryzen 5950X, so that should give us a result in maybe 5 minutes or 7. Actually I started to pre-build that, but recurring theme here with typos. We could actually document here the also, I wonder why the camera picture is less and stiller. I think Apple advertised this as studio quality camera, didn't they? But maybe OBS is using the studio quality camera. Or maybe it was only studio camera, studio quality microphone. The Spark build error, by the way, is var 80 error of so I think so. This is also 80%. I'm relatively confident that this previously did build. So not really sure what's going on there. But this is also why I thought I maybe further clean this up before I debug this. Also, the question is it then really worth to debug? Yeah. The good thing with version control system, I can downdate to that previous revision and give that a try again. And we can, in the meantime, also wipe that build and see if the Spark 64 stuff builds. We probably have that like somewhere. Too many builds. Spark 64, and be nice with that so that it's using more idle. If you're new to Unix and Linux and stuff, this nice is controlling the POSIX priority and with a positive priority that is supposed to run when only to run basically when no other lower priority tasks are running. So without something that what is even the default, so you can actually look that up. The default might be what is the default? Oh, this is also not really I wanted. Like, what is it? 3 nice or 1 nice? Yeah. What is the command for that? And we can also default 10. There we have that. And at least for the core utils, Linux implementation here, so that it gives our more important PowerPC 64 P3 build higher priority than this Spark test. So the PowerPC stuff is a GCC. Then let's PowerPC. Also, at least that we tested. You can even test enough. At least we tested that the non-modified default PowerPC 64 without 32-bit case still works. Once I wanted to test that, but we tested that. So default 32. We have that and M32. M32. So we apply that last here, and then let's see how that is going. So GCC, does it do something? So we can actually change into that. Did we can also clean all the other surrounding stuff? We can pre-test that. Pro tip again before we waste another. Also, yes, surprisingly snappy, right? As optimized as my workstation NT2R in the meantime. Source GCC, GCC there. GCC. So testing that in object.dir, and then GCC we can test that the XGCC multi-lib or print multi-lib. So that output is correct. Well, it is a quirked, or is it? Yeah, 32 with nothing, dot with, so that also built already. And then we can't test it anymore, that was just deleted. Yeah. current directory doesn't exist because it was wiped below us, but we can so much do our manual typing. People wanted to convince me our automation is shit, the manual doing that is king, but no, obviously, LOL. So we can still test. So we tested that multi-lib output was correct, and the remaining stuff is tools crosslib GCC. That those multi-lib things here are in the correct format. So that is CRT begin. Oh, that is 64-bit, yay! And 32 CRT begin. That is 32-bit, yay! So it only took 12 hours or so, and we are finally here, as you can see. So then the next test will, if everything actually freaking builds TM. With my luck, probably not, but we will see. Yeah, so welcome everyone. I hope you have a similar amazing Christmas time outside and healthy and everything. Got nice presents and spent a nice time with your family. So yeah, basically I'm done with what I wanted to test while I'm on the walk with them now. So that probably means I can continue walking here a little bit and see when I come home how the build is. How long are we live streaming? Yeah, the quality probably not super top-notch amazing. How long are we? 17 minutes. Why is YouTube is displaying so stuff? Yeah, leave me in the comments below how annoying is the ASMR audio here. I think the wind is blowing over something. I see on the, even when I hear not much, the view meter is quite moving, so it's certainly the studio quality microphones picking up some wind noise. But nothing like testing this stuff live, straight on YouTube. So the question is if this somehow magically fixes Spark 64, although it is a win in any case, because previously on yesterday's video we YOLO'd that a little bit of, because this build system was so annoying that we built it twice, and that's not twice, but we rebuilt GCC. So we built not everything twice, but GCC, which also proved to be rather error prone. I had also to spend an extra hour of Guru meditation. The result is committed as in backup, but this way, the way it's all of this is not super amazing in my opinion. This build system and stuff is way too quirky, but so this is basically wasting no extra cycles. It's pre-building GCC the way it's supposed to be, with here somewhere of at least I thought where is my, do I not have eval? Oh, wait a second, did I forget something? I think I made here tiny little mistake of we want, so if arch then that. No, it's there. So maybe all GCC I just overlooked that. Technically we would not necessarily have to do that, but to have GCC as a 30-bit program, we need to pre-build that before we switch this simulated 64-bit default here for the rest of the multi-lib. And so that is hopefully not really wasting much more than fractions of a second. The other stuff basically wasted a minute or whatever. On Spark it was somehow super slow. Somehow I think Spark builds significantly slower than other targets for whatever RISC-V stuff. So yeah, that also failed, because nothing like failing this stuff. How did this fail? Computes cannot compile for. This is always funny how it could be. It is possible. The issue is maybe it is as simple as having M32 and M64 in there. I saw that, and this is it. I saw this with Spark previously, and does this? Yeah, so that works on x86 and PowerPC, but I think on Spark that might actually error out. At least it did last night. For whatever strange reason. Maybe they have some extra checking in there. Hello? Just object here. So then, where are we in the build? Okay, we started to build target stuff. My finger also started to get cold. Oh man, it's significantly worse to type with cold fingers, I can tell you. Gosh. Can someone please find the config option to disable some fancy feature there? GCC config log, and so it might be M64 and M32 specified both. It might also be, so which one? Yeah, it might be that the 32-bit case only failed. Actually, we would see that. It didn't build that much, though. Yeah, you may not use both M32. It's also, yeah, why? This is the crazy stuff that really drives me nuts. It works probably for most architectures, but not Spark. I mean, I would normally assume, I mean, we probably could patch that away, but I would also assume that this really drives me crazy. This why does all the stuff in details behave differently for all the architectures? We probably could optimize that in our wrapper. It should probably work with conditionalizing that. With basically if M32, then nothing, otherwise M64, that probably could work. So it's basically if the multilib makefile galore infrastructure stuff does. Oh, what are we building here? Takes so long, maybe LVM. Yeah, LVM, of course. That built a bit. Yeah, but that's also why we have those wrappers. Often easier, much easier to transform that on the fly than hard coding that and patching. You have seen this, right? Probably in the meantime 12 hours on makefiles and shell scripts and quirks and features of FSF GCC, and yeah. So that's probably it for this M1 Max and LTE test live stream. We actually, by the way, could finish that up with a high bitrate. Wait, hold on a second. So let's see, 2.5 Mbit. Will that LTE? And so far it does. Yeah, we're supposed to use Apple's allegedly hardware encoder or something. So yeah, that's basically it for this video. And did it build? Was it Spark? Hey, that even built. Let's, as the final thing, check. But I probably need gloves with, you know, there's these gloves with like fingertips free, maybe any of those for outdoor live streams to come build. So cross tools, cross lip, GCC, and let's see, CRT for PowerPC, it worked. For Spark, that is 64 and that is 32-bit, yay! There's a chance, so it looks on a first glance, so that is finally what I wanted 12 hours ago. Again, maybe this was totally waste of time because vintage, abandoned, obsolete architectures. Well, PowerPC not as much as Spark, and I don't earn much money with it anyway. So you probably want to Patreon, GoFundMe, YouTube sponsorship, membership, and GitHub sponsorship and stuff. And don't forget to share and subscribe. I continue the walk on the fresh air, and we tested LTE bit rates. An outdoor live stream. Let's see how many people will share, like, and subscribe that, and leave in the comments below if you liked it. What do you want to see? Someone asked actually in the comments FPGA improvements to the 1-bit DSD digital stream, what direct stream digital FPGA stuff. So always be specific. Like if you want to see something, leave it in the comments below, like P3, SJ10, FPGA, and indoor, outdoor, you name it. And otherwise, happy holidays and see you next time.